always from the heart of the city, and now on demand 24/7 on the CHFI website. This is the soundtrack to accompany Summer Memories, and I'm Don Jackson around the world on the internet. Summer arrived at 1:46 in the morning on the 21st of the month, and not a moment too soon, considering what preceded it. This hour, we welcome the gentlest season in the year with some summertime thoughts that are liable to bring back fond memories of lovers and other strangers. From CHFI.com. Bruce Hornsby in the Mandolin Rain, and Seals and Crofts, and A Summer Breeze. Lovers and Other Strangers, now available on demand 24/7 from iTunes and CHFI.com. My son headed off on a major end-of-school trip with his class yesterday. They're off to Quebec City for a few days. Last night, they had an early evening tour of some of the old parts of the city, led by a ghost. One of the things planned is to walk across a waterfall on a rope bridge. This got me thinking about summer vacations. Ellen Goodman in the Washington Post wrote, "What do I want to take home from my summer vacation? Time. The luxury of being at rest. The days when you shut down the mental machinery that keeps life on track and let life simply wander. The days when you stop planning, analyzing, thinking, and just are. Summer is my period of grace." Lovers and Other Strangers, from CHFI.com. Neil Diamond, Remembering a Summer Love, and Romantika, and Fantasie. Lovers and Other Strangers, from iTunes and CHFI.com. So, what do you remember about past summers? What immediately comes to mind? Well, it's vacation time. You might remember family trips to the beach or the cottage. Maybe you remember your first experience at camp. Frank Rich from the New York Times said, and I quote, "What I most remember about arriving at my first summer camp was the sensation of relief as I surveyed a world I could make my own, far from the world of my parents. Yet, like every parent, I want to believe my own sons have no need of such an escape, that their stay at camp is merely a vacation, not a rite of passage. But they're having too much fun for that. If visiting day is a melancholy experience for parents, it's not just because our own camping days are long over, but because we see there's a part of our children that will never come home again." Unquote. I'm Don Jackson. This is CHFI.com. Lovers and Other Strangers, from iTunes and CHFI.com. Paul and Anthea, Anka, and Do I Love You. Burton Cummings with Dream, and David Cook with The Time of My Life. Sarah Teasdale wrote, "The crescent moon is large enough to linger a little while after twilight goes. This moist midsummer night, the garden perfumes are earth and apple, dewy pine and rose. Over my head 4 new-cut stars are glinting, and the inevitable night draws on. I am alone. The old terror takes me. Evenings will come like this when I am gone. Evenings on evenings, years on years forever, be taught my spirit, close upon and keep the scent the brooding chill, the gliding firefly. A poem learned before I fall asleep. Carl Sandburg wrote, and her lips reminded people of deep red roses waiting in the cool of the summer evening. Lovers and Other Strangers from CHFI.com. Robbie Robertson. Somewhere down the crazy river, and sixpence none the richer, and kiss me. Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. I've always liked this. This is a prayer of a gardening mother. It was written by Debbie Farmer and featured in the 1999 collection Chicken Soup for the Gardener's Soul. She writes, and I quote, "Dear God, give me the strength to grow a garden. Give me the perseverance to find a portion of dirt in my backyard that's free from old popsicle sticks and sand toys, out of range of the swing set, and not used as a tricycle parking lot or a soccer field. Give me the courage to face the fact that the crate of bulbs that took 6 weeks to be delivered and 3 hours of back-breaking labor to plant can be dug up in 5 minutes by a 2-year-old with a spoon. Guide me through the backyard, over plastic toys, irrigation systems, and wire mesh to unravel the dog from the watering hose for the 15th time. Help me to accept that everything in my garden is either expensive, high maintenance, or unpronounceable. And the only thing that looks the same as it did in the mail order catalog is the dirt. Grant me the patience when my daughter waters all of the bulbs with apple juice because they look thirsty. Give me the strength to remain silent when my husband puts pans of beer throughout the garden to get rid of the snails. In your infinite wisdom, show me how to turn off the drip irrigation system that has been on since sometime in mid-March. Grant me serenity when my son presents me with a bouquet of freshly pulled daffodils crammed into an old plastic sand bucket, and the ability to smile when he tries to put them back. Comfort me when all of the beer pans in the garden are empty, and the dog is staggering around the backyard trying to do the limbo with the low branches on the apple tree. And if I ask too much, God, just give me the foresight to know that no matter what I do, by the end of summer, the flowers will be run over by plastic roller skates. The gardening stakes will be used for goalposts, and the fertile soil will once again be filled with old popsicle sticks and sand toys. And I wouldn't have it any other way. A Prayer of a Gardening Mother by Debbie Farmer featured in the 1999 collection Chicken Soup for the Gardener's Soul. I'm Don Jackson. This is CHFI.com. The Righteous Brothers with an Unchained Melody. Chicago, Saturday in the Park, and the Temptations, and Just My Imagination. One final poem this hour, again by Sarah Teasdale, that seems rather appropriate. In the wild, soft summer darkness, how many and many a night we two together sat in the park and watched the Hudson, wearing her lights like golden spangles, glinting on black satin. The rail along the curving pathway was low in a happy place to let us cross. and down the hill a tree that dripped with bloom sheltered us, while your kisses and the flowers, falling, falling, tangled my hair. The frail white stars moved slowly over the sky. And now, far off in the fragrant darkness, the tree is tremulous again with bloom, for June comes back. Tonight, what girl dreamily, before her mirror, shakes from her hair this year's blossoms, clinging in its coils? It's summer, with Lovers and Other Strangers, and CHFI.com. Good night, sweet dreams. I'm Don Jackson.